ladies and gentlemen. I am your co-host Andre C. Right over there, right there, is the Taco Princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, man. We are running on very little sleep right now because we had to catch up on some of this tournament before recording this morning. But hey, I can't complain. I had some late night talkers to go along with that. It was very, very nice. But man, I am feeling it this morning, as you can see again, ready for the gym after this early morning shenanigans. I'm looking like a swamp witch over here, not a princess. How are you doing, Andre?
I'm doing very good, man. I wish I would have thought of Taco Swamp Witch. I really do, but
Rude.
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I got a little more sleep than you did, I think, because then we were talking about it. But yeah, up late watching this. Got up early to watch some more of it to finish it off. The night 8, but absolutely great stuff to watch. I can't complain about
No,
that. And
no.
I got to go to work. I got to go to work after we're done here. So
Boo.
yeah, I got the nice threads on before I head to work. So got to make us look halfway decent.
Keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh, yeah. So we are here to talk best of the Super Juniors nights 7 and 8. But before we do that, I want to thank all of you for all the great support you have given us, getting us over 100 subscribers. Love it. Please continue to share it with your friends. And all the subscriptions really matter to us. If you're watching us on either Backbreaker Video or on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, we really do appreciate it. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button for any time we drop new content, and please like up the videos, and please comment below, whether it's on Backbreaker Video or on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. We want to hear from you. We love talking to you about professional wrestling.
You sound like an amazing ad for like the wrestling military or something. We want you.
I try. But
Love
we
it.
are gonna get into it. Best of the
Mhm.
Super Juniors. Night number 7 is where we are starting on this show. We started off Master Wato, Clark Connors. I took 3 lines of notes in this match.
Same.
Yeah, it didn't take much. Great strikes and kicks from Wato, but Connors yeets Wato across the ring. He took
Yeet.
him and yeeted him across the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually pretty sweet. Waddle runs Connors out, but ends up getting caught on the plancha, and Connors going to his run into the post, does it twice. Again,
Mhm.
very expectant from Connors. Back in the ring, get the power slam, followed by the spear for Connors, and he hits a second spear, but misses a third spear because he just got too greedy there. And Waddle gets the
I
bridge and
blame
German
Gedo.
suplex. Pardon?
I blame Gedo. He was the one who
I
egged him on.
I do too. So Wato hits the bridging German suplex, and he gets the win.
Mhm. 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 The only thing I kind of observed in this, I really felt that Connors was punishing Watto, and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of seems to be the Bullet Club thing now, which I'm not mad about. I mean, with the young guys kind of being rebuilt into this image of Bullet Club, they need these wins, they need that aggression, they need that kind of fire in them. So I felt that this, despite the loss, Connors was doing very very well in this one. I still don't like him intimidating women and children. It just seems very strange to me. That feels like we're gonna have a Colton Kelly kind of blow up with that we had before. We don't want. Don't do
No,
that.
we want that. We want to see that. Come on. I want to see
Um,
Connors beat up a kid. That's really what I want to see.
I mean, we've already seen that. Kenny Omega did it. Don't be a copycat.
No, but he did it like in fun. I want to see him just beat up a fan in the crowd, not some random girl in the ring.
The comments of Andre are not shared by Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk.
I don't actually want to see him beat up a fan. We'll talk about that more on the next night because I really noted it on the next night about the fan stuff. So we're gonna move on. We move
Mhm.
on. It's Ryusuke Taguchi, the Gooch, taking on Douki. I've listened to like I guess on multiple other podcasts about professional wrestling, and everybody when they're talking about Douki calls him Dookie. Like on multiple other podcasts I listen to that have talked about Best of the Super Juniors, and I'm just getting angrier every time because now I call him Doki, I kind of get mad about people calling him Dookie now, and I'm just like,
See? You see the situation I was in, sir? Oh, how the tables have turned.
But at least then I was doing it out of jest to mess with you, versus like I swear to these people think it's literally Douki.
Like, come on, guys, listen to the English commentary. Hell, even the Japanese commentary, they're not saying it that way.
I very much agree with that. So yeah.
Moving on to the match, though, this match was just Taguchi being Taguchi in this tournament.
Hmm.
Big Show Taguchi is here for this tournament, and it makes me so sad that up until this point he hadn't picked up a win. But then again, Douki. I mean, I've always been on the Douki train. Um, this match was a Douki show off. I
Hmm.
mean, the Doki Choki has really been his go-to in this one. We haven't seen the Doki Bomber in a bit. Haven't seen it in a couple matches now.
No.
Want him to go back to that because that was just power flex on that, and I feel that would have been a really great kind of comeback when Taguchi started with his strikes.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I really feel again the Doki Choki is being made something to be um, taken a lot more seriously. I feel like when first started it and Gino first started the Doki Choki, it was
Doki
very
Choki.
it was very much a joke. Like you kind of looked at it and you didn't look like it doesn't look like something that could be taken as legitimately as a Scorpion Deathlock or as the Tanahashi tap out or the Clover Leaf or something like that or the
Mhm.
Bone Lock even. It just looks like something fun, right?
Yeah.
And Doki's picking up wins with this thing.
Hmm.
Like it's
Yes.
absolutely incredible. But again, Taguchi worked so hard this match, so hard this match. He's starting to really showcase his like reversals, his countering, his blocking in these kind of rundown matches here. And we got to see a suplex de la Luna from Doki. I absolutely love that. Andre, what do you think of this one?
I thought like it was a great athletic fight from both these guys. I thought both
Mhm,
had their working pants on, and I thought like Taguchi, like the first 3-4 matches of the show of the tournament, he was there.
mhm,
He was there, but then he like around match 5, he really put his working pants on. Is really like it
mhm,
wasn't that he was never working hard. Like, he was always working, but just these last couple of matches, he's really turned it up
mhm,
to another level and just been killing it. And him, Doki, I think had a really great match here. Again,
mhm,
not like something I would say you have to go watch personally. Like you don't have like, but it's a fun little. If you just want to see two guys who are virtually both eliminated, Taguchi completely out, Doki pretty much eliminated at this point. If you just want to
mhm,
watch a good little wrestling match between you guys, it's great to watch. But again, for the tournament's purposes, it's not something I would recommend on the show, but it was very good. It was still a very
mhm.
good match between the two. And we finally get to see a suplex de la Luna to get a win here. That was awesome.
Mhm. Mhm. Loving seeing Doki. I'm so happy that you finally got on the Doki train with me here. It was lonely.
The Doki trainee.
Hoot hoot.
No, doo doo. It's doo doo.
Doki.
Doki.
Oh, it's too
So dumb.
early.
We move on. Third match of night 7. It's Robbie Eagles with Kosei Fujita against Kevin Knight. Um, Robbie Eagles will be the guest commentator later on in the evening after he's
Mhm,
done wrestling this match. Um, Kevin Knight eventually, like, when Kevin Knight eventually, sorry, I wrote this really weird. When Kevin Knight eventually turns on Kushida, he's already got the color scheme to join TMDK.
I thought the same thing.
Because, like, Eagles was pointing at it, like, going, like, at the gear, thinking, like,
Twinning.
we got the same here. Or is there like I think like he was jokingly saying, "Is there some, are we teaming up?" Like he was making that joke at the start of the match, like
Mhm,
when he was
mhm,
comparing the gear. But yeah, I really like that. I thought really great match for two. These two just I Knight's athleticism paired so well with Eagles' athleticism. I
mhm,
think these two just flowed really well. It didn't feel awkward at all. Like I thought these
mhm,
two worked very, very well together. Um, Robbie cutting off the springboard with the drop kick to the knee, like him coming out of the air and then just drop kicks the knee out of it. Just beautiful. Knight
mhm.
with like the splashes, the height he gets on those jumps is just insane. Like that guy has spring legs. It's
He's Tigger. He's the
Yeah,
right color scheme. He's Tigger.
yeah. He should be just called the Tigger,
Oh my
Kevin Knight.
goodness. Could
But
you
it wouldn't
imagine
work. But it
him?
wouldn't work right because there's implications if you change one letter in there, and it could get really bad because some people are dicks. But yeah, he's got that ability just to hop. Like he moves so high up.
Hmm.
Like
Could
it's
you imagine if he did the Tigger laugh before he did the springboard on that drop kick?
that could be
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
that'd be hilarious if he wants to have like him and if he has a match with Yano, he has to pull that out.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Kevin Knight, please start making Tigger noises.
Yeah, start fighting Yano and doing Tigger noises. That'd be amazing. Knight flips like him flipping through the turbo backpack and then getting the sliding lariat and the running frog
Hmm.
clutch was a great sequence.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, in the end, Robbie Eagle stuffs the Ron off the top and gets a Ron Miller special. And
Hmm.
after readjusting it, and in reapplication of it, Knight taps out.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't have a ton to add to this one. I just kind of enjoyed it. But like I really felt like this was almost like and the vet with a new guy kind of
Mhm.
match. A lot of the things that Kevin Knight was trying to kind of pop off on Robbie, he kind of had an answer for and was very, very quick and smart about getting out of the way. But also, I think the size difference really, really helped Robbie out in this one because Robbie's just quick. He's very, very unnaturally quick for his size, almost like an Azumi of Stardom, if like from Stardom, if you will. The just the height of Kevin Knight, he's quick, but having that all of that size, having to focus it in on one point, you know, Robbie's just too
Mhm.
quick. I definitely felt that again, he had an answer for almost everything Knight kind of had, and it made for a very enjoyable match because it made Kevin Knight have to work that much harder and show off that much better. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I thought a really fun match between these two superstars. I thought they were
Mhm.
absolutely great. I should just
Yeah.
say superstars. Jesus Christ. WWE getting in my brain. But we move on. It's this was actually, I think, up until the end, a really good showing for Show here. Like
Mhm.
I thought, like he's had a few matches where there hasn't been interference till later on, and he's had some great matches. Like, but this one I thought really, really good because Evil ignoring the two cigarette, as I'm going to call it now, the two cigarette instead of the two sweet, it's the two cigarette,
Fair
and
enough, Bullet Club.
yeah, he doing the two sick like he ignores it from Show, and just goes and sits at his own table. Um, Show attacking Teton during his entrance, hits the power bomb on the apron. That was brutal. Show's really messing with the mask throughout this entire match, trying to pull it off. Um, when Show distracts the ref and like Evil just doesn't do anything, just stands there and just doesn't touch Teton. I was like, I respect this because I'm like, we're not getting shit from Evil here. I was actually happy with that. Um, Teton with a beauty tornado DDT, and he takes Show to the floor and hits that beautiful top rope acai moonsault. Just mwah, just
Mhm.
mwah. It was so good. Um, Show takes out the ref, hits the spear, but misses hitting Teton with the wrench and Teton gets a sick super kick there. Teton
Mhm.
gets the Muda lock, but this is where Evil pulls his shenanigans, distracts the ref as Show's tapping out. Teton ends up dropping Show with a kick, but misses the stomp, but does get a DDT for two. Show ends up pushing Teton into the ropes where Evil hits him in the head with a chair. Show gets two, so Show then hits the shock arrow and gets the win. Yeah, and then after the match, they pull the mask off Teton, so he's hiding his face, and they start beating him down. Oiwa, I think it was Oiwa, comes in
It
to
was a
protect
wee one,
him,
yeah.
and they beat him down. They put the mask on Oiwa, but then Teton jumps on Oiwa to save him from getting beat down, even though he still got the mask off. And then Oiwa gives him a towel to put over his head.
It was his
Yeah,
shirt. It was his
or
own shirt.
was a shirt with his shirt. Yeah, but it
Mhm.
was. I was just like, like it was such a good match until Evil got involved, and I was just like, God, you know how to ruin everything, Evil.
Hasn't that been like every freaking match that Show has been in for this tournament for us? It was a
No,
great match until Evil. Like Evil doesn't get involved. He doesn't need to get involved for Show to have the shenanigans
no,
work. Show has the tools and the charisma that he needs. I mean, look at the picture. This is how this kid looks in the freaking ring most times. He's very over animated. He's very over the top. He doesn't need Evil there. I mean, good for Evil for getting paid for another tour, but like, god dang, it
Yeah,
was unnecessary for me. I felt that the match was really, really great until the Evil shenanigans started happening. Yeah, I automatically just got angry when I saw the unmasking happen because it's unnecessary. I don't like it. But was even more confused afterwards when they're
mhm.
standing in the ring and Teton's just got the shirt and he's like looking out the freaking armhole to like wave to the crowd and everything. It's like, okay, but you got your mask back. Oh, we was okay. They didn't steal it. Put it back on. So I found that a little funny, but
Yeah.
something I wanted to comment on because I don't have a ton of notes on the match itself is that I love seeing the teamwork and the team camaraderie with Lij there. You know, there's only 3 other members, and Shingo Takagi included, on this tour. There's no reason why one of you doofuses couldn't come out there and
Well,
help your partner.
Takagi and Knight are at home just chilling, just watching the
Takagi was not
cartoon.
at home. Takagi was there.
Oh yeah, he was on commentary for this, wasn't he?
I think it was the next night he was on commentary,
Okay,
but
so
he
so
was
this night he
backstage at that show.
I figured he was just at home sleeping. And to Lij don't give a shit about each other. We all know that.
Clearly, it
They're all into
disappoints
it for
me.
they're all into it for
For me,
themselves.
who?
They don't care about each other. It's simple as that. They just don't care about each other.
It is very obvious, unfortunately, and it's starting to drive me a little up the wall to see all these factions that consider themselves, brotherhoods and families and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, but we don't have each other's backs. It's like, why bother being a faction if you're not going to help each other out? It just seems like a mishmash conglomerate of just weird. I don't know.
You know
It
the
doesn't make
most
sense
mess
to me. If you're going to be in a
mo-
faction, help your faction. If you're not going to help the faction, don't be a part of it. Just be on your own. Be a Suzuki,
the most messed up part of it all is House of Torture cares about each other more than Lij does.
but not more than United Empire.
No, United Empire.
Not more than United Empire.
No, because they care
Let's
about
move
each
on
other.
from this mess.
Let's do it. It's Yoshinobu Kanemaru. It's not Francesco Akira. Akira is out with Okan, so we know he cares about him because he's got his
Yeah,
boy at
because Okan
ringside.
was on commentary for this one.
Okan during commentary, but he was there for his boy.
Mhm.
Kanemaru attacks and works the knee early on Akira. Cross leg lock by Kanemaru. Akira struggling, but he gets that rope. Like again, the facials on this kid are absolutely amazing when
So
he's
good.
like got that struggle to get the ropes. Absolutely tremendous. Wheelbarrow roll into the double stomp by Akira to cut off the momentum of Kanemaru. Um, Kevin starts making a call where he calls it the heel master versus the young Jedi, and
I love
Kanemaru
it.
is working the legs, and Akira just rolls him up. Right after that comment, Akira just rolls up Kanemaru and steals the win. And I was just like, young Jedi beating that heel master? That's for goddamn sure.
I was very, very happy about that. I kept yelling, Amore, 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 the whole time. Such a good match. Kanemaru, as per usual, that kind of the intimate thing, setting up for the figure 4, targeting the legs. We can see how in the next night this actually had a tremendously negative impact on Akira. But yeah, I always love Kanemaru. This was a quick match for me. Another quick one for Akira, though I felt the one before could have been longer. I felt that this one was an appropriate length.
Yeah, they got everything in that he needed to, and Akira sneaking out the win on the heel master made so much
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
We move on. It's time for Kushida versus Yo Rush. This is actually I really thought these two did really well together. I thought they
Mhm,
flowed well. I think I've really turned around on Kushida in these last couple matches. Like he's
mhm,
really turned around. Like I think turned it around for me. Like he was kind of it was awkward for those first few matches, but
mhm,
I think he's really turned it up, man. Kushida put it doing a shout out to Brian Danielson with the cattle mutilation at one point, and even
mhm.
Kevin Kelly shouts out Brian Danielson on that when he on that too, and he's when Kushida's doing the cattle mutilation. Um, Dude, I thought these two just had a good flow together, and I really liked it. Leo Rush seems to have a good flow with everybody he works with because this guy can make a broom kind of good flow with a broomstick in the wrestling ring. I truly believe like Leo Rush, and like these two I thought really good. Kushida missing the knee off the apron, and Leo Rush getting a 6 suicide dive, and then Leo just starts working an arm on the floor. Um, Kushida ends up pulling a flying armbar out of the final hour frog splash, but Leo turns it into a stacked pin for 2, so Kushida has to break it. Um, in the end, Kushida tries to pull a hoverboard lock off a final hour frog splash, but Leo gets most of it and then hits another final hour frog splash and gets the win. I thought these two did not long, but had a really good match together. I thought these two really flowed together, and like Kushida is looking like he's really kind of coming back into that old Kushida mix here. I find.
I agree. I liked at the beginning there Kushida immediately dropping into his guard position, much like we'd seen Okan do in the past, trying to bait in Leo not going for it, and then Leo switching it up, trying to bait Kushida in with a guard kind of position. I felt that this kind of, for me, because again, I'm not a big watcher outside of NJPW or Stardom, so even though I know who Leo Rush is, I haven't seen a ton of his work on other promotions. For me, this kind of almost made a full well-roundedness for Leo Rush, in my opinion, where I kind of realized he's got that really good submission kind of background. He's kind of got that, I don't know what kind he does, but he's clearly got some kind of martial arts kind of background there where he could do that guard position and step up to Kushida in that situation. Came out of this one with a lot more respect for Leo because of that, because you really start to see how well-rounded of a wrestler he is. And gosh, we need more well-rounded wrestlers. That also being said, I felt like this match really, like Kushida has been building to this, but I felt like this kind of really set him on top of that mountain of creativity and uniqueness and just interaction where we've been waiting for Kushida to be this version of Kushida since coming back. I think that this match kind of showed that off again, because despite the loss, I mean, this was still a very strong finish for Kushida.
Very much. Like Kushida has not had a good tournament, and I've heard it from multiple other shows I listen to. Everybody's like really surprised at the position Kushida's in this tournament. Me too.
Same.
But he's given wins to guys when they've really needed it, and pinned Bailey to keep him within reach of other people when he did beat Bailey. Again, all the losses he's taken have made sense and have worked towards an event, the story going forward. So,
yeah, I agree.
We move on. It's Yo versus Bushi. We got a Bushi in the crowd. I noticed that.
We had 3.
Oh, I just noticed one that the
Bushis in the crowd.
on.
3 different Bushis. We had one in full cosplay. It literally looked like Bushi was actually sitting in the crowd. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Get in your match.
Really fast start from these two. Like these two just went. And then Yo does the Bushi roll into the pose. And like just getting cocky. He's doing it with everybody, man. I thought these two had a really good Yo get.
Was this the one where he pulled off the Tenzon move?
Not that I wrote. I don't think so.
I feel like it was on commentary. There was one point where he did I think it was like a Tenzon-esque powerbomb.
The TTD.
Yeah.
That was night 6. We talked about it.
Oh, he did it again.
Oh, I don't remember seeing it in this match, but yeah.
I heard it yesterday, so it was on one of these 2 shows.
Yeah. Yo getting that twisting Vader bomb to Bushi in the corner for 2, really good. It was really very much a Yo dominant match. Like every time Bushi would fire to do something, Yo was really good at cutting him off. Yeah, and he stopped the suicide dive with a drop kick, and then hits a Falcon Arrow back in the ring for 2, or sorry, dive into the ring with the drop kick and Falcon Arrow for 2. Beautiful backstabber by Bushi. Like when he pulls those, he's absolutely good. Spinning neckbreaker by Bushi sets up for the MX, but Yo moves, and then they have a series of roll-ups. Yo gets a super kick, then Yo hits an MX, kind of a dick move there, and then hits direct drive and picks up the win. Yo pitting Bushi here.
The match was fun. I'm not gonna lie, the ending shit is what kind of pissed me off. Before I get into that, though, I have to shout out Bushi's freaking rewind kick. I mean, no one does it more smoothly, more gracefully, and quickly than him. I mean, Rocky tries. Bless his heart. Keep trying, Rocky. But it's never going to be as good as Bushi's. I mean, he is just so smooth with that. I absolutely love it. Yeah, Yo, very much so. I very living in his Leo Rush mentality and mannerisms. I mean, it certainly made him, again, as we've mentioned multiple times in the past, so much more interesting to have him with this attitude, just because he was so bland before. He had the personality of a salt-free soda cracker. It was just dry and just not like, it was boring. It was very boring. After the win with this is what pissed me off. Yo stole Bushi's entrance mask, because Bushi, obviously, he wears his wrestling mask, and then he wears the entrance mask that he brings in, which is usually like over the top elaborate. He brought in the three skulled one that you like, and Yo stole it and put it on and walked around mocking Bushi. And I'm like, man, I hope you get your ass handed to you for that. That was just, it's one thing to pick up a win from someone. It's another thing to be a fucking dick about it.
Yeah, but you're having the exact reaction they're trying to get out of you for Yo. They want you to get pissed off at him. They want you to want him to get his ass kicked. That is you're reacting exactly how Yo wants you to react at this point. He's trying to piss you off. He's trying to get that reaction out of you.
Well, I'm going to tell Yo where he can stick his dicky attitude, and he's not going to like it.
You're going to tell him where he can stick his dicky? Interesting.
I mean, how you want it. Something's going somewhere, and he's not going to be happy about it.
We move on. Taiji Ishimori versus Mike Bailey. Absolutely tremendous match between these two. I think this probably was my match of the night. I thought these two just tore it down. Not the main event was pretty spectacular too, but like these two I thought tore it down in the ring. They like the kicks they're both throwing at each other. They just the back and forth between these two, absolutely tremendous. Again, Ishimori really working the shoulder throughout the entire match. It's again, that's what he's known to do. He wants to get that bone lock in. Bailey missing a lot of his flip knees in this one. Ishimori studying tape and knowing when to move, to do everything. Yeah, beautiful corkscrew sent on by Bailey to Ishimori off the top to the floor. Really good. Ishimori ends up reversing a flamingo driver, but Bailey ends up getting the moonsault knees, but he misses the ultimate weapon. And then Ishimori catches the tornado kick in the corner, hits the inverted Bloody Sunday, gets a 2 count, then hits La Mystica into the bone lock, and Mike Bailey taps out to Taiji Ishimori.
This was a great one. Ishimori just freaking savage in this match. Really, really impressed with Bailey, though. I mean, that moonsault off the apron that he does, just absolutely incredible. Ishimori, yeah, you're right. He was really he kind of seemed to have Bailey's number. Had him very, very well scouted. Yeah, I don't have a ton. I mean, Bailey pulling off the standing knees was always impressive, because like your girl would just end up planking on her back if she tried to do something like that. Yeah, I don't have a ton to add to this one. This was a really fun one.
Yeah, I'd probably land and break my neck if I tried anything that this guy does.
I would just take a back bump because your girl's got no coordination.
I'd probably rotate too far and land on my head. That's the problem. But I wouldn't.
We'll just pain Angel in the middle of the ring and call it a day.
Yeah. We move on. El Desperado, Dan Maloney. I thought both these guys had it was a really good power versus power match. I found in this, because Desperado is usually the guy that has the power advantage over most people. Correct. Maloney had the ability to step up to him, and they really going back and forth the chops. Like they both have chops like gunshots in here. Because
Oh
I've talked
yeah.
about Maloney's gunshot chops. Desperado coming back just as hard with the chops. They're just crazy
Yep.
loud. Maloney ends up running Despy into the post, but he runs him in like head first. He just goes like bang off the post, just takes him
Yeah,
in the
Dusty likes
face.
to take those bumps though.
Yeah, that really good back and forth between both these guys. Like Despy really working that leg, going
Mhm.
with the stretch muffler, like working that knee. Um, Maloney really like fighting hard throughout this, getting that beautiful fisherman suplex.
Mhm.
Um, ends up hitting a enziguri, and then gets when he goes for like a ripcord knee or something. Jesse picks him up, hits the spine buster, and then hits Guitarra de Angel for two.
Mhm.
Um, Maloney ends up flipping out of the Pinche Loco and gets a double stomp to Despy. Follows it with the gore, but only gets two.
Mhm.
Maloney tries for the Driller Killer, but Despy slides through, gets the stretch muffler, turns it into the numero dos, and Dan Maloney has no choice but to tap out.
Mhm. That Maloney, this was actually I would consider my match of the night because I have so many notes on it. There's three desperados in the crowd.
Ooh,
Three. Yeah, three little desperados.
tres, tres.
Trece desperado. Um, yeah, I really felt that this was a really, really great back and forth. Dan Maloney coming out with a pretty taped up shoulder. I think they'd mentioned that he had separated his shoulder the night before. So he was pretty taped up. I would have thought that would have been the obvious target for Desperado. Desperado does tend to go for the obvious targets, but he had a very specific, I think, outcome that he wanted for
Mm-hmm.
Maloney in this case, which made him target that knee. You even see him like messing around with like the knee pad at one point with Maloney just to kind of piss him off. You're absolutely right. The chops were freaking loud as hell. And it was almost like Maloney started the chop off and he started it with like, okay, this is the volume. And Despy, he hits it and it was louder. And then Maloney hits it and it was louder. Like it just got louder and louder and louder the more that they hit. And Maloney actually dropped Desperado. Like Desperado took a chop and couldn't return. He actually had to take a knee and take a break, which, really speaks to the power of Maloney there. Because as you mentioned, Desperado is usually the power guy in these situations. Um, yeah, and you mentioned the spine buster. I also mentioned the spine buster. That his spine busters are just so good. They're like Triple H level nasty power looking, and I live for it. But yeah, the follow up with the Guitarra de la Angel was just perfection. One thing that you didn't notice that I really enjoyed that Maloney did was that standing double knee followed up by the senton. It was like he did the double
Mm,
knee into the gut and then bounced off the gut into the senton onto Desperado right away. Can't imagine that felt good on the core. But
no,
it looked super, super cool. And just the quickness in which he pulled it off was really, really neat. Yeah, I love the stretch muffler. It's one of my favorite submissions. I'm very happy that not a lot of people do it, and no one can do it as well as Desperado, except for maybe Suri. Suri's
Starlight,
got that
Starlight Kid.
weird combination of it that she does that's just a little bit more nasty than Desperado, but Desperado makes it look very desperate.
Well, and the fact like because he turns the stretch muffler and he pulls the arms in to make it numero dos, right? Because he adds
Mhm.
the arm pulls in to make it numero dos. Where Shuri kind of gets like a headlock with the legs
Oh yeah, she
to
traps
hers,
everything.
and
There's no wiggle room because you can't wiggle.
then Starlight Kid is just torquing that leg. She just works the knee and just
Yeah, yeah,
works that
very much
knee
like
on
Desperado. Yeah,
hers. So like there's very
makes sense.
much
Starlight Kid and Desperado
similarity.
work together.
Yeah, it's true. They have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We move on though. Main event of the evening. This was again, other than that, Matt. Like I will say, Ishimori and Bailey tore it down. This one was for me probably like those two are my matches of the night because like I thought these two like the way they're playing up to the crowd at the start when they're both kind of like walking around just like playing to the
Mm-hmm.
crowd. I thought was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely phenomenal. Really good wrestling from both guys early on. getting their legs tied up together. When they get their legs tied up together, and then they like stand up on their heads, like just a fun little spot to start. Um, TJP wanting Hiromu to engage him on the apron, but Hiromu wants him in the ring, and then they're like, like they both lay him, like Hiromu does his lay back on the ground. TJP does like a pose, like a sexy side pose thing. I don't know what to call it, but like that like does that, and then Hiromu runs at him, and TJP gets the abdominal stretch and ropes. It was just like a fun little sequence of each trying to goad the other, and TJP really winning the sequence. Like he really did.
I love your description. Sexy side pose.
I don't know how to. It's where you like lay on your side and you have your
The
arm
Naito
up.
pose. It was definitely the Naito kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I guess yeah, but he didn't do the arm.
He didn't
right?
do the fist, but like he did
yeah.
the relapse.
I just look at it as the sexy side pose. I don't know.
Sexy side pose.
He's a good
I
looking
didn't
dude.
take a whole
Sorry.
lot of notes on this one, my guy.
I
think
took a
really
lot of
enjoyed
notes.
this match.
I took a lot of notes on this one. These two, I think.
The only thing that I said about the like any of the moves was just TJP's shotgun drop kicks. They're usually pretty decent. I felt like this one he stepped it up because Hiromu is usually known for his amazing shotgun drop kicks, and I feel like TJP has actually outperformed Hiromu's shotgun drop kicks in this one.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, the kicks in general from TJP, like his jumping spin kicks, he has like kicks that can come from any angle. He's absolutely phenomenal with that. Like he I don't know, it's absolutely tremendous when he's pulling out these kicks. So,
100%.
Yeah, dude, I thought these two just had a really good back and forth in this match. Hiromu pulling a flying triangle from TJP coming off the top, but TJP getting the ropes and that, but just beautiful to pull a flying triangle like that. It's just how fast these guys move and reverse each other and just have the ability to just get through each other's moves. It's just a testament how good both these guys are and the experience just to know where each other is and know how to just flow through it. It's absolutely tremendous. Hiromu tries a suplex from the ring, but to the floor, but TJP gets out, hits a super kick, and gets a rope hung Mamba splash and follows it up with the fireball. His tag team partner's move, but only gets two. The end of the match comes. TJP pulls an arm bar, but Hiromu hits a power bomb, a pumping bomber, hits a time bomb, and he gets the win. Incredible match between these two. Probably one of the top matches in this tournament so far. I think the way that you just work together, it was absolutely tremendous.
I agree. Their styles work very, very well together. And TJP is just like a natural performer. Everything that he does, like I'm legitimately, he can really do no wrong in this business for me. He just kind of slides into every avenue that he needs to. Andre, it's too early for this ish. he fits into several pockets easily. You can put him in there with Hiromu and he can have a great match. You can put him in there with someone like Mike Bailey. He has a great match. You can put him in there with someone like Douki. Can have a great match. Kanemaru, same thing. Like, there's really nobody that TJP can't make look good.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like I thought this was one of the best matches of the tournament. I still think Bailey versus Hiromu is the number one match in this entire tournament, but this is up there. This is definitely a top 5 match for this tournament. For me personally, not for everybody, but for me personally, this is one of the top 5 matches of this tournament. We move on to night 8. We got Teton versus Douki, LIJ versus just 5 guys. The battle wages on. These two factions will fight forever. Douki attacks right off the hop, but Teton fights back, gets a Rana, sends Douki to the floor, hits the beautiful suicide dive to Douki on the floor. In the ring, Douki stops a tornado DDT, gets the Douki chokey.
Douki, Kevin.
Teton gets the ropes, so Douki hits that swinging Northern Lights that he does.
Love it.
A twist Northern Lights, whatever you want to say it. Beautiful Pele kick from Teton into the ropes, and then the tope to send Douki to the floor. Then a tope, beautiful high arcing tope suicide. He launched himself. The end of the match, though, Douki hits the daybreak. Teton kicks out at 2. Teton ends up getting out of a roll up, applies the Moodalock, and gets a submission victory on Douki to get
You know
the
he doesn't
win.
call it the Moodalock, right?
I know, but it's a Moodalock.
I know, but
What
it's
does he
called
call it?
Immortal. It makes it sound like Mortal Kombat. Come on.
It's a Moodalock. I don't need to learn another move for the move that it was established and
I
used.
know,
One of the greatest
sir.
moves ever.
I'm learning moves.
I know the move. It's a Moodalock.
I know, but I'm saying I'm learning the moves.
I know, but I already know what it is. It's a
Regardless. Did you see, my
Moodalock.
friend? There was a Teton in the crowd.
Man, a lot of people dressing up today.
Yeah.
Was there a Douki?
Well, this is a new night, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, was there a Douki?
No. There was a Douki the night before.
Okay.
There was no Douki in this night.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. But yeah, one Teton. That one surprised me. And I spotted it actually not even during this match. I spotted it later in the show. But yeah, this one was fun. It was nice to see Teton actually get a win with his submission finish there. I felt this was a really, really great match. I always love Douki. Douki's just really shown up and shown out on this freaking tour. Like, don't sleep on Douki anymore, everyone. This he's got shit to do.
I'm not going to say what I wanted to say there. Never mind.
Move on, sorry.
You just keep saying it's too early. Move on. Yoshinobu Kanemaru versus Clark Connors. Just 5 guys versus Bullet Club. They will. This rivalry will go forever. No, I'm not going to keep saying that.
Bye forever.
Connors trying to intimidate the little kid during his entrance.
See? Like what?
No, but the kid just kind of looked at him like, huh? Like not phased even in the slightest, and I just laughed at it so hard. I'm like, dude, it's not working.
It's like not even a little, my guy. Not even a little.
This kid was like
you look
7.
like Fabio. What are you gonna do?
This kid was 7. He should have. If he's not scared of you, don't try to intimidate people. If you can intimidate a 7-year-old, I just laughed so hard at it, man. I laughed so hard. I thought really fun back and forth between these two guys. Fighting to the outside as always. They brawl out. But Kanemaru is actually the one that kind of takes Connors out on the floor, and he's the one that gets like they get the figure 4 in the ring, and then they're rolling to the floor, and he keeps it on for a while out there, and Kanemaru getting back in at 15. Connors just makes it in at 19. Kanemaru misses the moonsault, and Connors gets a German suplex, snap power slam, the spear, followed by no chaser, and Clark Connors picks up a big old win on Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
It's very interesting to see what's kind of happening in this tournament, because like I kind of start to rationalize in my head, if this person can beat this person, that means that they can beat this person because that person beat this person, and blah, 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 blah. It's very interesting because Connors defeated Desperado. Or sorry, not Connors. Desperado defeated Connors, but Kanemaru was able to defeat Desperado. It's interesting to me that the odds kind of swung in a different way. Really, really enjoyed this match. Again, as you mentioned, the outside seems to be Connors' kind of shtick now, and the targeting the knees obviously is Kanemaru's shtick now. Again, setting up for that figure 4. Did you see the part where like I don't know who, like I think it was they were trying to go back and forth with the suplex attempts. Kanemaru got up, but then he reversed it. When he came back down, he had like a handful of all of the shorts. And it was like a cartoon where it was like they just stretched it like a good, like that far away from Connors' waist. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to pull his pants down. Kind of got a little excited, but then it didn't happen.
That's a Taguchi move, not a Kanemaru move. Come on.
I mean, at least it happened to Connors and not to Taguchi, right? I mean, his shorts were firmly up his booty for the rest of that thing, but I'm not going to complain about that. With Taguchi, I definitely will. But yeah, this one was fun. Just a big power flex from Connors, really.
Yeah. So we move on. It's Kushida versus Sho. So Sho gets this stupid shit at the start, talking about uh, he was really looking forward to this match, but since they're both eliminated, there's no point in wrestling, and nobody wants to see it. You're wrong. Um, but Sho says, if you have the grapes, face me in a one-on-one straight-up match, and we're gonna play it fair. Really, this time I'll do it. I'll play it fair for the people. And I'm just like, stop. I'm just like, I'm getting really tired of this shit. Showing evil like holding each other and like praying at the start at the start of the match. I was just like, God damn it. Um, Sho and Kushida really rolling early on, like that really wrestling. Each trying to get the dominant position, really ground based wrestling style. Sho gets a jumping front chancery to Kushida, but Kushida gets the backdrop and gets a 1 count. Um, Kushida really goes to work with the shoulder, trying to really work Sho's shoulder in this match. And Kushida Sho is really having good abilities to break holds and get out when he needs to. It really got actually quite a good match for the first few minutes, but then Sho gets the metal plate, puts it in his kick pads, then kicks Kushida in the ribs, and he drops. Then he kicks him in the arm to work the arm. So it just God damn it. Sho ends up getting a hoverboard lock on Kushida, but Kushida gets out and gets the hoverboard lock. Evil then throws. Just I think Kevin Knight came out at this point because he was getting pissed off about the metal plate, and then Evil throws Knight into the ring, and then this is where all the crap starts. The ref gets involved. The ref gets taken out. Sho gets his wrench, but Knight ends up stopping him. And then Knight brawls with Evil, and Sho takes them out, or Kushida takes them out, but drop kicking Evil, and Sho sending Evil to the floor, and he gets the hover block, and then was it Knight gets the hoverboard lock on Evil on the floor, just booyah, booyakasha. I love that partners are doing their partners' moves every now and again. I really do like that.
It's
Kushida,
rare, but it happens.
yeah, Kushida doing the wrench, gets the hoverboard lock, and gets a submission victory against Sho. After the match was my favorite part, was Knight and Kushida doing the 2 cigarette to each other.
hmm hmm Nice little F you guys. I
Pretty
thought that
much.
was a nice touch at the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to add to this one. I didn't. I really enjoyed the first little bit of it where they were actually chain wrestling and then
Mhm.
showing off what they could do. But like, I'm really just. I hate House of Torture. So it's get once they start House of Torturing, it's hard to enjoy what I'm watching, even if it is good.
And this is why
So
I'm
yeah, just
saying,
when as soon as they started interfering, I was just like checking out. So I didn't really take a whole lot of notes at the end until I heard the music playing.
yeah. So you're
Yeah.
saying, like, you keep saying, you don't know if you want Bishamon to win the tag titles. Just remember, if House Torture wins the tag titles, you're gonna get none. You're gonna get much, much more of this shit in much more high profile positions. So
Yeah,
what you
they will
want?
fix it though. Like, look at House of Torture and the false advertising you're doing. You got a freaking, you go, who have we got? We've got a freaking assassin who's not an assassin with show. We got freaking Togo, who's a choker and not a good one at that. He always misses that ish. And then you've got freaking Big Pimpin, who seemingly has forgotten how to big pimp. The only good thing about House of Torture was Peter. Now they don't even have her.
But you also got to remember, Gato's not going to change shit. So you don't want House of Torture to win the tag titles because it's only going to, if they win the titles, all of this shit only gets worse.
I mean,
Trust
it's
me.
which is the lesser of two evils in that situation, right? I mean, you
Bishamon.
have the situation with House of Torture where it's like it's horrible, or you have the again personalities of salt-free soda crackers with Bishimon.
I'd
I
rather
feel
have the
that
salt.
either way, those titles are going to be devalued by whoever wins them.
I don't disagree with that, but I still would rather have the salt-free soda crackers because at least I'm going to get good matches that I can enjoy out of the salt-free soda crackers rather than having to
I think
endure
that makes it
more House of Swords.
easier for them to take the titles off of it. It really depends. I mean, like it could really go either way. Again, it's which is the lesser of the two evils.
I don't think we're going to have to worry about it for too long because the prognosis on Davis right now is only about 6 to 8 weeks. So we should be seeing him back by the end of summer. So
Mm.
hopefully by the end of summer, the titles are back on Aussie Open.
What did he hurt? I didn't hear what the injury was.
I don't remember, but I just remember reading it was about a 6 to 8 week recovery
Mm.
process. Something to do with his meniscus, I think, but not a severe one, just one that he had to take some time off to get a little bit of
Oh, that
scope work
makes
done
sense.
on
His
it.
knee was taped.
It's like scope work that he's done, so he's going to be out for
Mm.
a few weeks, but not a crazy long time. So
Yeah. Let's move on because we still have half a show and I got to get to the gym in half an hour.
Bushi versus Master Wato. I thought really fun back and forth between these two. Both
Mhm.
guys really hitting high. Wato hitting that beautiful leg lariat, sending Bushi to the floor. Hits a beautiful Tokeikan Hilo. And then
Mhm.
it's the back of the ring, hits the springboard uppercut for two. Beautiful DDT by Bushi. Bushi's got some DDTs like you wouldn't believe. Wato
Mhm.
getting Vendaval, but Bushi ends up working his way to the ropes. Bushi reverses the half and half suplex, hits the backstabber, then hits a drop kick to the head into the fisherman neck breaker for two, hits the lung blower, and Wato ends up drop kicking Bushi when he goes for the MX and hits Trouble in Paradise, hits the Bridging German, gets the win. Bam! I made that quick.
That was quick. That was good. I like it. That was a perfect way to describe this match. It was a very high speed match, very lucha mask. Obviously, Wato coming from CMLL, Bushi, obviously a lucha wrestler. Yeah, this one was really fun. No Bushis in the crowd. I saw
No Bushis?
no Bushis.
No
Didn't even
Bushis?
see them later, which is
No.
interesting because there was a Teton in the crowd. You would think there was a Bushi too. I don't
Yeah, I guess Teton's just cooler.
know. He is the immortal. Yeah, I didn't have a whole ton to add to that one. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, we're done. We're done.
We jump on to Gooch. It's the Gooch versus Mike Bailey. Code of honor is upheld at the start. They shake hands. Gooch gets a small package off a second handshake for two. I was just like, he was like, I'll go for another handshake and pulls that little roll up. I really like that.
Mhm.
Both these guys had, I think, really did well. Bailey missing the Vader knees. Gooch get really working the ankle lock throughout this match, but
Mhm.
Bailey had a lot of ways to reverse the ankle lock. To keep
Mhm.
really with it, but there was ways that he was getting out really well. Bailey drops him with kicks at one point, hits the running shooting star press, and then takes Gooch's head off with a kick. Just
Mhm.
holy shit! But he only gets two out of it. Gooch stops the Bailey's going for the tornado kick, and Gooch just runs out and hits that hip attack to the head. So good, so
Mhm.
great
Mhm.
reversal.
Solid.
Bailey with the acai moonsault to the floor. Really good there.
Mhm.
In the ring, Gooch hit the second rope, stomp to the leg, and really working that knee, that ankle, that shin, just really working it over. Bailey getting a PK and the moonsault knees, but Gooch gets the knees up on the moonsault knees. So knees to knees on that one.
Mhm.
It hits a bum IA. They trade roll ups and then they trade kicks. Bailey gets the tornado kick, but misses the ultimate weapon. Gooch gets the ankle lock, then a roll up, but Bailey reverses, gets his own roll up, and gets the win. They end up fist bumping after the match, and Gooch raises Bailey's hands as a sign of respect.
Mhm. Mhm. This was, I think, the Taguchi, like the biggest show, big show Taguchi that we've seen since he had his IWGP Junior Championship. This was the just most on point, match, most solid, most well educated, most veteran style match that I think I've seen out of Taguchi ever. He was on fire in this one. He was fired up. He was ready to go. And he really took it to Bailey, and Bailey gave him so much. I really, really enjoyed this match. Yeah, I don't have a whole time. The kick that Taguchi baited Bailey into on the outside, where Bailey just full on kicked that
Oh,
ring post. Oh, the
oh,
noise on that was like I don't care if he pulled it. It sounded nasty. Um, yeah, I don't have a whole ton to add. I actually really enjoyed this one. I really was hoping for a Taguchi win on this one. I know what the win would have meant for Bailey and everything, but like it hurts my heart and soul that Taguchi is not on the board.
Yeah.
at this point.
I think he wins it on the final block night. I really do. Again, I haven't watched yet. I haven't watched up nights 9 and 10 yet because night 10 just finished as we were recording this. So I'll be watching those in the next day or two so we can get that recorded this weekend. But yeah, I see him probably pulling out a win on this last night where I think he's facing somebody where it's not going to matter. So I think that's where he'll get his 2 points.
It's just unfortunate that it's got to be one of those matches that doesn't matter because, like, Taguchi's put so much in. He's really stepped up in this tournament. It would have been nice to see him be given a little bit more for his hard work.
And play a spoiler. You know what I mean? Like,
who's our Cinderella right now?
Yeah. We move on. Robbie Eagles with Kosei Fujita versus Dan Maloney with the Gedo Khan. Gedo Khan just really stepping up tonight. We're working as a second. Working as a second tonight. Maloney and Robbie Eagles, man, these two just killed it together. Like I thought.
Is there history here?
I don't know.
I really wrestling like they really did not like each other.
Yeah, there's a possibility that when maybe Eagles wrestled in the UK and wrestled Maloney before, but they wrestled like. Well, I think it's more of a Team DK UE rivalry if you think about it, because again, these two factions that are really trying to build up. It's two guys trying to build that rivalry between the factions. I think is what it is. Beautiful Shining Wizard by Eagles early on. Couldn't get the win, though, off that. The gunshot chops by Maloney on the apron, but Eagles fights back with kicks. Maloney ends up getting the backdrop on the apron to Eagles, which looked just gross. Like, I hate seeing people dropped on the apron. It's just, there's no give. But Robbie, not a slouch at all in this match. Didn't have quite what Desperado did on the night before, but came back with some hard chops himself. Not quite Maloney and Desperado level, but very good. Eagles really taken to working on that knee, trying to set up the Ron Miller special. Great spot, huge giant gore by Maloney in this match. Follows it up with a super kick and a fisherman brainbuster for 2. Eagles reverses out of the Driller Killer, but Maloney hits a hard lariat to Eagles, like almost taking his head off with it. Eagles gets to the apron, hits the springboard drop kick to the knee to start the setup for his Ron Miller special, and then it goes into a great series of kicks. Eagles goes for sliced bread, or an SIDDT, however you want to call it. I don't know what Dick Schiff is going to go for an SCDT or sliced bread. But Maloney ends up reversing it and smashing him with a Driller Killer to get the upset victory. Like, holy shit.
This match was a lot of fun for me, especially once the crowd really started getting involved. There's that one dude in the rafters who was just pissing the hell out of Maloney, doing the Robbie, 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 oi, oi, oi chants and getting the crowd fired up. Multiple times this happened throughout the match. And Maloney was just so hilarious with it. I gained so much respect for him in this match because he was healing the frick out of it.
Yep.
Just flipping off the dude who was cheering on for Robbie. It was absolutely great. I loved it. There was also that one point where can't remember if it was a kick or a lariat. I feel with Robbie Eagles, it was probably a kick, where Maloney just ran through the kick and followed it up with a spear and then reacted to the kick afterwards. Really speaks to that just, I don't want to say stubbornness or pigheadedness, but like it certainly is. Speaking to that kind of toughness of Dan Maloney, that kind of street tough that he's being kind of known for. Also, Maloney taking out Ichiban Sweet Boy at one point. On the outside there, poor little Fujita just getting in the way and getting beat up for it. I didn't have a ton else to add to this. I actually really enjoyed this match. And yeah, like I said, feels like these two might have some history there. I would love to see them meet again, personally.
Yeah, 100%. They need to run this back. We go on, PJP versus Leo Rush. Kevin Kelly says they faced each other many times in tags. This is the first time they've ever wrestled a singles match against each other.
It showed in the quality of match. Holy hot dang.
Yeah, these two really work together well. With it, TJP gets the lace wash. Then Leo comes back with one of his own, and then TJP comes back with one of his own. I thought a great little sequence there. Beautiful tornado DDT by TJP, but he goes to the top. Leo gets up there and was fighting with him, gets pushed off, but he ends up blocking the Mamba Splash.
Mhm.
TJP reverses the Rush Hour into an armbar, then turns it into the Pinoy stretch, but Leo gets to the ropes. TJP really working over the arm of Leo. Leo gets the spear, but TJP gets the boots up for the final hour. Great series of reversals by both, but then Leo Rush hits Rush Hour, hits final hour, and gets the win to solidify himself into the top mix to really have a strong position to be
Mhm.
going into the semifinals.
Mhm. I really enjoyed this the styling of this match. I don't like it when there's too many of these matches, but this was definitely an everything you can do, I can do better
Mm-hmm.
kind of styled match with these guys just back and forthing with their stuff, and I lived for it. As you had mentioned, it really shows how well that these guys knew each other, with how well they were able to block and reverse each other's moves throughout the entire match, and like both of them just do it not even like arrogantly, it's just so easily. And it's one of those things where it comes very, very natural to both of these guys, and it just makes me so happy that we get to watch them in this company here. But yeah, I don't. Other than that, I just said this was a very, very high speed match, very comparable to something like Azumi or Kaguma in Stardom, which I obviously love. So I obviously love this one too.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed this match. We move on. It's Yo Knight. Yo versus Kevin Knight. Really quick start with both avoiding moves, but Knight gets the slam, hits the running frog splash. Yo, once he gets back in control, really starts working the Knight of or the knee of Knight. Too many K words.
Too many cans.
Working the Knight of knee. Yeah, Yo getting the knee twist, but then Knight able to reverse that into an inside cradle. Knight hits the run off the top to Yo, absolutely tremendous. I can never not talk about the athleticism of Knight. His jumping, his drop kicks. I think this guy's going to be a goddamn star for this company. I know it.
Hundred percent.
Or if he stays with New Japan, he'll be a star here. If he goes somewhere else, he'll be a star there because this guy just has that ability.
Mhm.
Um, on the floor, Knight gets Irish whipped to the stage, but he hops on it and then hits a beautiful tope off of the stage. Mwah.
I'm telling
So
you, Tigger.
he's a Tigger. Tigger's a wonderful thing. Tigger's a wonderful thing. Um, he sends Yo back in, hits that beautiful high cross off the top. Um, Pendulum DDT stopped, but Knight hits a super kick, or they each hit a super kick, and then Knight gets the sky high for two. They get back out. Yo, in the end, gets a super kick, gets another, then hits direct drive and gets the win.
Yeah, you actually mentioned everything that I had written down there. The only thing I wanted to add is just Yo is being Yo. Yeah, the attitude that he now has, it hasn't left. I'm not mad about it either. I'm mad about some of the results, obviously, because I didn't like that he took out Bushi's mask. But otherwise, I felt that this was a really, really great match. I felt that Yo really showed up for this one, and it was a really nice showcase for Kevin Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought both
Mr.
people
Tigger.
really. I really think Knight's going to be a gosh darn star.
Oh, 100%. He already is. And look how little he's been in this company.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got nowhere to go but up. And that's
Yeah.
probably because of the spring in his feet.
And I think eventually he's going to bulk up a bit and go to heavyweight because
Oh, yeah, he's
given the
already
size he
starting to look
has,
up. Yeah.
he's like right on that edge. He'll end up in heavyweight at some
He's
point.
like Alex Zane.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, very much so. We move on to a match that the match was really good.
Yeah.
Um, these two had there was a great nasty German by Ishimori in this match.
Hmm.
Hiromu just looking like the goddamn star that he is. He had
Hmm.
a huge power bomb at one point because the end is what I think we got to really talk about here.
Mm-hmm.
Hiromu hits this crazy hard power bomb,
Mm-hmm.
and Ishimori looks rattled after it.
It looked
Um,
like he hit his head,
yeah, so he gets up. Hiromu hits a huge lariat, and then
and it looked awkward.
then he goes for another, and like Ishimori grabs the midsection, and they're like wrestling a bit. And then Hiromu hits another lariat, and the ref goes over to check on Ishimori,
Mm-hmm.
and he calls the match off.
Mm-hmm.
Which especially for New Japan, it's something serious if they're calling a match off.
They never
Um,
do that. Yeah.
Hiromu looking like kind of like really concerned and unhappy that
Mm-hmm.
something has happened to Ishimori.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Hiromu wins by referee stoppage here. Um, Ishimori does leave walking with help from the doctor or the doctor that came in and checked, and some young lions helping him out.
Mm-hmm.
It was reported online that he has injured his cervical vertebrae and he's going to miss the final few nights of this Super Juniors tour, and
Mm-hmm.
is out for the foreseeable future. We do not know when he's going to return. If you're ever wondering what the cervical spine area, it's this spot right here. It's your C1 through to your C7, which are separated from. You see the disc there. They allow your
Mm-hmm.
spine to move freely, your neck to move freely. So again, very
His was a C4, right?
all I read that it was a cervical vertebrae issue. Didn't say which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm just going off of the report from that day. It came out that
Mm-hmm.
day. So yeah, there might have been updates since. I'm not sure. I haven't seen them. But yeah, so
Yesterday on Turnbuckle Talk by what's his new nickname?
Carl Caravel.
The Gold Standard. He has a new
Ah,
nickname. He has the Gold Standard, the man with the sultry voice, Carl Carafel. On Turnbuckle Talk yesterday, they had said that it was a C4, though I don't know what their source was on that. And that he was actually taken to the hospital, looked at, and then was actually able to not only leave on his own walking, but able to return home for treatment. So he's not injured enough that he is required to be in the hospital, which honestly gives me hope.
oh hell yeah,
um, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just to add to the match, though, Ishimori, I feel, pulls out a little bit more aerials when he wrestles with Hiromu, where he's usually more of like a striker or a ground power kind of wrestler. I feel like Hiromu brings out a little bit more of that junior-esque in him, which I
Hmm.
always love seeing. The shotgun drop kicks from Ishimori in this one were actually better than Hiromu's. Hiromu is usually known for his shotgun drop kicks, but Ishimori kind of took the title from this one. Even when they went out into the crowd and Ishimori pulled the stuff that Hiromu pulled on Sonata, the running drop kick and booting him on the outside there and trying to run back into the ring. Very, very much more impressive than Hiromu. But yeah, as you said at the end there, um, Hiromu very reluctant to accept any kind of win on that. Red Shoes actually, I don't know if you noticed, Red Shoes tried to lift his hand several times, and Hiromu was having none of it. He
Well,
refused to accept that victory.
I think Hiromu more or less just looked at it from a real person perspective, like, dude, fuck off. Where this guy's hurt.
Yeah, he
We
felt
don't
bad. It was very
No,
obvious
no,
he
and
felt
but like you
terrible.
could see the attitude on the face towards Red Shoes. Like Red Shoes kept on like saying he just kept pulling it away and just like it was very much a fuck off. You
Hmm.
don't need to raise my hand. He's hurt.
This is not
Let's
the
let's
droids
let's
you're looking for right now, sir.
let's not deal with this. We don't need to raise my hand on this. Somebody's
Hmm.
hurt.
Hmm.
It was very much like Red Shoes and kind of shouldn't even have tried. Like he was kind of like
Hmm.
you're dumb, dude. Don't try that shit when this shit's going on. There was a really cool spot though, right before the end, where Ishimori went for La Mystica, but it gets blocked, and he ends up on Hiromu's shoulders,
Hmm.
and then he hits that poison Rana.
Yeah, so good, so
So
talented.
good,
We'll
so
see it
good. But
again soon,
yeah,
I hope.
yeah. I don't think it's going to be something. If he's walking in and he's being sent home for treatment, I think it's serious, but not something that he's going to probably something that he will be able to come back from again. But he's out for the
100%.
next little bit because they said he's going to miss the rest of the story. He's probably going to be out for a little bit. but I hopefully he's coming back sooner rather than later, but sooner if he's healthy.
Don't pull the WWE thing where you come back far too early.
Yeah.
NJPW is really good for making sure that these guys stay out for the time that they need. Let's get on to this one because goddamn.
Main event of the evening: El Desperado, Francesco Akira. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Amore,
Holy shit!
amore.
This is one that, yes, I'm putting this in the top 5 of my tournament matches. This is one I would recommend to everybody. These two just tore the house down. Holy shit! They go to the floor. Akira's running Despy into the post, which is surprising because Akira hasn't run anybody into the post in this tournament so far that I've really noticed.
No.
And then he puts him on a chair, drop kicks him on the chair. Despy sends Akira. They're fighting on the floor. They fight back out to the floor again. He hits the tope onto Akira on the floor, tosses him into the crowd, into the chairs, and then he hammers on him with the elbow to the back of the neck when he's on the floor. Despy gets a chair, puts one on the knee of Akira, and then slams another chair into the chair on the knee, and the ref does nothing. Just
why are you not used to this?
I know, but it pisses me off. It pisses me off. Despy stops a tarantula in the ring and stretches the knee out, really working that knee. Wheelbarrow into the double stomp by Akira. Gets a Rana, sending Desperado to the floor. Misses the baseball slide, and Desperado runs Akira into the Young Lions, which was it was an interesting little spot. Akira ends up on the elevated platform, hits a moonsault off there, slides back in, hits a suicide dive, sending Desperado into the bleachers. If you notice it after, he's just laying into the bleachers. This is ooh. Back in the ring, snap German by Akira, but Desperado gets a spine buster and a stack pin for 2. And Desperado immediately applies a stretch muffler, but Akira gets to the ropes really quickly on that one. Desperado reverses the speed fire into Guitarra de Angel. Then he tries the Pinche Loco, but Akira ends up reversing, hitting the speed fire for 2, and then Akira puts the Pinoy stretch, his tag team partner's submission move on.
Yes, he
With
did.
TJP has come out to ringside at this point, and he's just slamming on the mat, just cheering for Akira. But Desperado does get to the ropes. The Tiger suplex lift into a German suplex by Akira only gets 2. Akira misses fireball. Desperado applies numero dos, and Akira fights with all his might and fights and fights. Desperado lifting him up at one point, but Akira will not submit. So Desperado breaks, reapplies the hold, and Akira still won't give up. And TJP gets on the apron to throw the towel, where Desperado breaks, and as TJP throws the towel, Desperado grabs it and throws it out of the ring and says, "No, you're not throwing the towel in for him." And Akira is just one hell of a fighter here. Akira gets a super kick and a roll up, but Desperado ends up kicking out and drops him with a hard shot to the face, reapplies numero dos, and this is where Akira has to submit. But holy shit, they made Akira look like a goddamn superstar in this match.
Oh, yeah. And look who he's facing. You got Desperado. This guy he's just legendary. This guy is definitely gotten into that underrated kind of thing where he's just not getting the attention that I feel he deserves. Yeah, you mentioned everything I wrote down, which is good. This I agree with you. This was actually an incredible match. These two just went to town on each other, and Despy really turning it up in the kind of back end of this tournament. Kind of had a little bit of a rough start, especially with that loss to Kanemaru right at the beginning there. But man, has he come out and really turned things around for himself with this one. This was hard for me because I wanted Akira to win this tournament so badly. And I really, really wanted him to be able to take this win because, again, Desperado, legend in this company, a win over him, a former double champion, let alone a former IWGP Junior champion and IWGP Junior Tag Team champion. He was a double champion at one point, and I believe the first of this most recent era for quite some time. I don't remember anybody else holding both those titles at the same time.
No, I don't either. I really don't.
No, I think he was the first. So, like, I mean, that would have been an incredible win for Akira. But Akira, again, he's only 23. I thought he was a little younger, but he's 23. I mean, this is the beginning for him. We can't give him everything at the start of it. So this gives me hope that maybe next year we can see Akira holding that nice big championship and getting all the glitter rained down on him.
Yeah. So we are going to move on here. We're going to talk. I'm going to quickly go over the stats. I'm going to make that a little bit larger for all y'all, and I'm going to make that go away. So, what the people that are left in this block personally are Speedball Mike Bailey at 12, Leo Rush at 12, Hiromu Takahashi at 12, and I'm not mathematically eliminating, but Teton at 10. Yes, Taiji Ishimori is at 10 points, but again, he will not wrestle in his final match, which will give TJP 2 points automatically. So, Ishimori, I am considered eliminated. TJP is eliminated. Douki is eliminated. Sho's eliminated. Kushida is eliminated. And Taguchi is eliminated. So to me, it's down to Mike Bailey, Leo Rush, Hiromu Takahashi, and Teton. Teton has to get a win and have the other three get no points for him to go on to be considered in a four-way tie to go on to the finals. So to get into the first spot. So there is a possibility if one of the three gets to 14 points and Teton gets 12, there is how people beat each other. Two people are moving on. So we still don't know. We'll find out on night number 9, which will have the A block matches, and then night 10 will have the B block matches. Yeah, so we move on to B block. We have still in the hunt is Desperado with 12, Yo with 12, Master Wato with 12, and Robbie Eagles with 10. Eliminated are Francesco Akira and Clark Connors with 8. But Connors has had an incredible tournament, in my opinion, to be at 8 points where he's sitting right now. Absolutely phenomenal. Same with Akira. Knight Maloney with 6 points each, Kanemaru with 4 points, and Bushi with 2. But yeah, you have Desperado, Yo, Master Wato, and Eagles each still fighting to get that final spot. If one person gets the 14 points and two guys don't, Eagles has a shot if he can win to be going in as the second place person in the B block so it's still up in the air. Like there's no guarantees right now to see who goes to semifinals, and I'm excited about that.
What a tournament this is turning out to be. These tournaments are exhausting though, man.
But the biggest thing is my boy, Master Wato, the man I picked to win this, is still in this. He's going to the semis and he's going to the finals, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's happening. He's going to the finals. He's going to win this.
He's still in it.
Oh, he's going to win.
I don't know that he's going to the finals based on who he's in it with, but he's definitely in it.
Oh, yeah. It's Wato and Eagles going to the finals, going to the semifinals.
I don't need to see that again.
I do. I want to see that in this. Those two are going to semifinals, but they're going to face people from the other blocks. That's the thing.
Yeah, but then if they win, then they're going to face each other, and I don't need to see that again.
I would happily see that again because I love both those men.
Well, that's why wrestling is subjective, and we can be happy with nothing or everything, isn't it?
I'm happy with everything, but this show is coming to the conclusion. You can catch me on Facebook, or it's not Facebook, on
Get the fingers up.
Twitter, Mastodon, and Hive at that Canada guy. Instagram at that Canada dude. You can also find me on Backbreaker Video this coming Saturday. Wait, is this coming out this week? Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing a preview show with Mike the Ref on. It'll be coming out.
Oh yes.
Saturday the 27th, doing a preview show for AEW Double or Nothing. I will be appearing on there with Mike. That's going to be recorded tomorrow morning for us, which is Thursday morning. We're going to be recording that, talking about it. And then so you can check me out there. So over on Backbreaker Video at youtube.com/@BackbreakerVideo. You can also find all the great other work that Mike does at twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. All the great content he's producing on Twitch. And then you can find all his great gaming content youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. You have him, you have PJC, you have Rick Jules, all putting up great gaming content there. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do if I want to be part of that, but I'm getting the itch to do it, to play more video games and maybe record them. So I want talking about that. And then you can also find me over at our local establishment. Coming up soon, end of the month, we have our Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse review coming very soon in 2 weeks. Then we will have a very special edition of Marvel Talk the weekend before Secret Invasion starts, and then we will have Secret Invasion coverage coming. Myself, OLED, and some special guests are going to be talking lots of great stuff on Marvel Talk over the next little while. You can find us. You can find all the Marvel Talk episodes at youtube.com/at our local establishment. Ooh, I have the wrong thing up, don't I? I put Rogue Energy. I meant to put that. There you go.
And while you're over at our local establishment, you can check out a Melball on her show over there, Paramindful with the Gold Standard, the man with the sultry voice, Carl Carafel, and Alex, the werewolf, who I think is done saving the world now. He's back home, so we can start recording things again. And it sounds like our next episode is going to be all about aliens, abductions, and outer worldly things. That's going to be a lot of fun to do. And you can also check out Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where you can catch me on Ladies Wrestling Showcase every couple of weeks. We haven't gotten our next episode set up quite yet, but we're gotten a couple topics that we're interested in throwing about there. So you want to check that out on Friday and see what we're talking about over there. While you're also on Astrid Pizarro's YouTube, you can check out all of her other amazing content, including Astrid Asks, which is an awesome interview series that she does with a lot of like female independent wrestlers. So you want to check that out, as well as Making an Impact with our good friend and your good friend, Cody the Foe, Duffo, with the most like complicated name, man. And if you're wanting to follow a Melball on social media, you can follow her on Twitter at Collins Melball, and you can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. If you're wanting to watch NJPW, we will leave a link in the description box below. It is njpwworld.com. It's approximately 990 yen or $10. Get the 10 on there, woman. Come on. $10 Canadian or approximately $7.50, $7.30 right now. Our dollar's doing good, I guess. Get on that, guys. You don't want to miss out this amazing. I know, man. I don't know what our dollar's doing, but like it's giving us wrestling. So we're just going to go with it. And that being said, my friend, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank you so much for liking all the videos, subscribing to the channel, helping us grow. We really, 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 really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit the notification button so you can see when we bring up new content on the channel. Thank you so very much, everybody. We really do appreciate it.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.